You ever have one of those days where you walk into a place that's supposed to be all about service and professionalism, and right away you know not on their list of people who belong? Yeah, that's how my morning started. They say power comes from titles and big desks, but sometimes it's just in the way you look at someone or how long you're willing to sit in a plush lobby without cracking. Let me back up a sec. I'm Vivian Carter, CEO of a financial consulting firm in Houston. I built my business from the ground up. We're talking late nights, early flights, eating lunch at my desk, all for a spot at the big table. And this today was supposed to be routine. Walk in, meet the branch manager, sign off on a new project loan, shake some hands. But the moment I set foot in Highland Crest Bank, I could tell it wasn't going to be routine. The place is all glass walls, marble floors, that cold espresso and polish smell that tells you they pay more attention to their chairs than to their clients. Melissa at reception barely looks up blonde bun. Perfect makeup. Her whole vibe says we don't get many of you here. She scans Mimi curls, my caramel suit, black heels, then says, "Do you have an appointment?" I smile, tell her yes. I'm here for Marcus Kramer at 11. She taps away, barely nods, and points me to the waiting area. No water, no warmth, just that icy efficiency that lets you know your place. So I sit by the window, sunlight streaking the polished floor. Time crawls. 11 comes and goes. I watch people come in, a white guy in a sway that gets whisked inside with a handshake and a smile. Then some socialite-looking lady floats in, no appointment, gets treated like royalty. Two young guys in sharp jackets theory regulars, joking with Melissa, inside in a flash. Me? Still waiting, my name not called, no update. By 11:45, I'm not angry so much as tired. But I can't let it show. That's the trick, right? You let them see you break, and suddenly you're unprofessional. So I just sit there, clutching my bag, telling myself I'm not invisible, even if they're determined to pretend I am. It's not like I haven't lived this before. But that lobby god, it's cold in every way. I see it all. The whispered jokes about stocks, the way folks glance at me and then away. Every time footsteps echo, I hope it's for me, but nope. The only thing moving is the sunlight across the floor and my patience towards breaking point. Finally, after over an hour, I stand up, me heart pounding, and walk back to the desk. "Excuse me, has Mr. Kramer been told I'm still waiting?" Melissa doesn't bother looking at me. "He's in a meeting. He'll see you shortly." I ask for an estimate. She shrugs. "I'm not sure." That "shortly" hangs in the air like a bad joke. Right then, in struts Barbara Lancaster, some bank Vine Navy dress, perfect hair, phone glued to her ear. Melissa's entire body language changes, like she's suddenly working at a five-star hotel. "Good morning, Mrs. Lancaster." People go quiet, watching her glide into the VIP corridor, no ID check, no waiting. Me? Back to my lonely seat. Let's just say it wasn't just the air conditioning that made me shiver. Then I hear a couple staffers behind the desk joking for Mrs. Lancaster. It's always an exception. Who can blame them? They catch my eye, freeze up. I don't need to hear more. I've already gotten the message. This isn't about appointments. It's about belonging in who fits their profile. And I decide, right then, I'm not leaving quietly. Not today. So I get up, walk right past Melissa, who barely has time to say, "Excuse me, you can't go in there," and head for the frosted glass doors to the management offices. Knock on Kramer's door, step inside. And yeah, he's surprised. Salt and pepper hair, expensive suit, the kind of man who's used to running the show. "Miss Carter, you weren't supposed to come in yet." I keep my voice even. "I've been waiting far too long, Mr. Kramer. I believe I have the same right as any client to meet you at our scheduled time." He tries to brush me off. "If you could just be patient." I cut him off. "I've been patient over an hour and a half." He's rattled now. Tries to hide behind the whole busy day, lots of VIPs thing. But I've seen too much. Why did I see 5 people walk in after me and get ushered in before me? Some didn't even have appointments. Why? He fidgets, comes up with vague talk about procedures and overlaps. I don't let him off the hook. Or is it a choice? The room goes so quiet you can hear his fancy clock ticking. He tries to reassure Mecliant profiles, internal policy, blah, blah. I lean in, and that flexibility is it just for the people you feel belong, or to quietly keep people like me waiting outside. He doesn't answer, not really. I see him shrinking behind his desk. But I'm done with polite waiting. Don't evaluate me on my file. Evaluate me on the fact I built my company from scratch, and I want to know why the system has two different standards. Why do people like me, prepared and qualified, have to wait while others walk right in? He goes silent, and just then hears the twist three men walk in. Board members, top suits, but the one in front? Richard Langford, CEO of the whole bank. He sees me, face lights up. Vivian, still running Carter Strategies? Suddenly, I'm not the invisible client, I'm a business partner with a history. Marcus Kramer looks like he's seen a ghost. Richard's warm, shakes my hand, turns cold to Marcus. How long did she wait? Marcus tries to lie. Richard doesn't let him. I lay it out over an hour and a half. No explanation, others let in first. The board members frown, Richard's jaw sets. Marcus, step outside. He's gone, and just like that, all the fake power in that desk evaporates. Richard sits, apologizes. This is unacceptable. Not just for you, for anyone. He asks for every detail. I tell him about Melissa at reception, the way certain people always get exceptions, the invisible hoops you have to jump through when you don't look the part. Richard listens, doesn't interrupt, and finally turns to his team. We talk about diversity, but here's the reality. We're going to review every front desk procedure, every special case. And Vivian, your loan is being approved today. One board member says quietly, "Thank you for speaking up." Most people just leave. Richard looks at me, genuine this time. You've woken up the system. This will not happen again, not to you. Not to anyone. He calls for my file. Schemes, it sees my numbers are impeccable. I should have been approved without delay. Then he orders an audit of the whole branch. Marcus suspended pending investigation. Every exception over the last 3 months to be reviewed. He tells the team, if there's bias, if there's discrimination, I don't care about excuses. Highland Crest stand for trust, not manager egos. He stands, extends his hand, not a perfunctory gesture, but a real one. Thank you for making us face ourselves. We need people like you, Vivian. I shake his hand, and yeah, in that moment, the weight lifts. Not because of the loan, but because I made them see me. I made them see all of us. Walking out, I pass Melissa at the desk. Her face is rigid, hands clenched, eyes dart away. Sometimes a single look is enough to remind people of the walls they've built. I step outside, Houston sun beating down, and I actually feel taller, lighter. My phone buzzes a new email. Congratulations, your loan application has been approved. And I laugh because it's not about the money, not really. It's about dignity, about shaking a system that wants to freeze you out until you make it thaw just for a second. You know, most folks will never hear this story. No headlines, no viral post. But inside those walls, something shifted. And as I stand there, sunlight glancing off glass and steel, I think how many more people like me are still sitting, waiting, being told shortly when the truth is they were never meant to get in. That's why I say don't wait for permission. Don't settle for polite indifference. Speak up, step in, demand your place, even if your voice shakes. Because every time someone does, the system has to blink, has to see you. And the more we do it, the less invisible we all become. So let's talk. Have you ever felt pushed aside for not fitting in? What do you see fairness or the lack of it around you? Drop your thoughts below. If Vivian's story hit home for you, share it. Send it to someone who needs to hear it. Let's keep pushing for that dignity and respect, one voice, one stare, one long overdue meeting at a time.